Hello students, welcome back to my channel. I am VP Kesan, a physics teacher with 16 years of teaching experience. In today's video, I am going to guide you through the structure of the A-level physics final paper and share some exam strategies that will help you to succeed. Physics is a critical and challenging subject in the science stream. Nowadays, many students struggle to get high marks, and one of the main reasons is that hard work is not enough to succeed in physics. You need to combine hard work with smart work. That means understanding the exam pattern, focusing on high weight sections and practicing target questions. So I hope as a physics student you all know about our basic structure of the paper. Actually, our physics paper contains 3 parts. One is MCQ, the second one is structures, and third one is essay questions. So in our syllabus there are 11 sections. So before go to the exam, we need to understand what are the sections are main focusing sections for the questions, and what are the sections are medium focusing sections in the question paper, and what are the sections are low focusing sections in the exam paper. So first of all, when we consider the MCQ paper, there are 50 MCQ questions. So you can find in 50 questions, our 11 sections are included. As an example, when we consider the section 1, there is a unit and dimension, and the second section mechanics. So there are 13 or 14 MCQs from these 2 sections. Likewise, when you consider the waves and oscillation, there are 7 or 8 questions. Like when you consider the thermal physics, that heat, 7 or 8 MCQ questions are there. Likewise, if you consider the current electricity, also having 7 or 8 MCQ questions. So if you consider the electronics, you can find only 1 or 2 MCQ questions. Likewise, matter and radiation, also 1 or 2 MCQs. Okay, so before that, you must know how the marks are divided in this paper. You know, our 50 MCQs carries equal 1 marks out of 100. So 50 MCQs carrying 50 marks. Likewise, there are 4 structures. So 1 structure for 5 marks for 4 structure carries 20 marks, as well as 4 essays carries 30 marks. So each essay questions having 7.5 marks. Likewise, when you consider the structure paper, there are 4 structures. So you all knew that our first structure question coming from mechanics. And you know that before years like 2018-19, they put a question from properties of matter also. So our first structure question contains 90% of mechanics, but 10% sometimes they may combine to the surface tension or elasticity, those things from the properties of matter. So you have to study mechanics and prop for the first structure. Likewise, if you see the second, that is thermal physics. The third structure comes from waves and oscillation, sound or light. Likewise, the final final question coming from current, electricity. And sometimes they may add electromagnetism also. Okay. Likewise, when you go through the essay questions, actually fifth one, definitely mechanics. And sixth question, in our essay question, the fifth one is mechanics, and the sixth question, sound and light, that is waves and oscillation. You can see the seventh question as properties of matter, as well as 8 is fields. In 9th question, there are two parts, the A part from electricity and the B part from electronics. Likewise, you can see in the 10th question also there are two parts, A part from heat, that is thermal physics, or the B part from radiation. So you can do only one question, one part, A part or else B part. So if you consider the essay paper, there are 8 questions. So you have to do only 4 questions for the final exam paper. So first we need to identify what are the very important sections in our syllabus. If you see the mechanics and you know that unit 1, units and dimension and mechanics, in our final paper there are 14 MCQs or 13 MCQs and 1 structure as well as 1 essay. So if you consider the marks, 13 for MCQs and 5 for 1 structure, so 18 marks, and 7.5 for 1 essay, so 25.5 marks. So approximately you can say that 25 marks coming from our first 2 sections. So our first 2 sections are very important sections because 1/4 of the paper is there. Likewise, if you consider the waves and oscillation, that is sound and light, there are 8 MCQs, 8 marks, and 1 structure, 5 marks, so 8 plus 5, 13, and there's a 1 essay, 7.5 marks. So around 19 marks, approximately 19 marks from waves and oscillation. Likewise, if you consider thermal physics, also 19 marks, like current, electricity also having 19 marks. So you can see that these 4 sections, 4 means 5 sections with unit 1, units and dimensions, mechanics, waves and oscillation, thermal physics, and current, electricity. Very important sections because all types of questions are coming from these sections. You can see the MCQs, structures, as well as the essays. So if you study well in these 4 sections, actually you can get a good results. Let's consider the MCQs. Okay, 14 from mechanics, 14 marks, 8 from base and oscillation, so 21, 7 from thermal physics, 28, 7 from electricity, 35. So if you get 30 marks out of 35, if you get 30 MCQs correct, you can get 30 marks from these 5 sections. And there are 4 structures, no? So if you get at least 12 marks, 42. If you get 12 marks from the structure, so MCQ 30, here 12 structure, so 42. Likewise there are 4 essays, so if you get like 23 marks out of 30, so 65, you can get a B. So these first you need to study these 4 sections. After that you have to go through other sections, because if you consider the electronics, only 1 or 2 MCQs and 1 essay. But if you hope to do the electricity, you can't do that electronics essay. Likewise, matter and radiation and thermal physics are choice. Okay, so the students who are in critical situation, means just 2 months or 2.5 months to get ready to the final exam, they must focus these 4 sections first. Then that properties of matter is very easiest section. If you understand the mechanics well, you can apply for the prop. So mechanics, waves and oscillation, current, electricity, thermal physics, and properties of matter. There are 5 sections. Okay, you can do only 4 questions, so 1 is choice. Otherwise, okay, some students are saying, no sir, I am very perfect, I'm very interested in fields. No problem, you can choose the field or whatever. But when you selecting the sections, before you have to think which are the sections are very important. Okay, but if a student doing second shy, he or she should study all the sections, because if you study all the sections, you can more choice, but whatever you study, you can do only 4 essay questions. So I hope you all understand about this physics paper structures and my exam tips. Thank you.